I'd like to welcome you to the GO3 Project. My name is Jessa Ellenberg, and I am the GO3 Project Coordinator. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about how to install your ozone monitoring and weather monitoring station. And we're just going to go over the basics, and there's more detailed information in the installation manual. So the first thing to do when you receive your box is to go over the packing list. The packing list and all the items in the box are numbered. So make sure that you have everything that we think you should have in your box. Once you've done that, take out your GO3 Project binder, which includes all of the important documents that you need, as well as your GO3 Project CD. So on the CD we have curriculum, manuals, software, everything that you need, which is also located on the web at the GO3 Project website, and we constantly update them, so always visit the web for the most updated version. And there's going to be an installation checklist for you in your binder. So once you get everything done, these are kind of the important things to check off that you've done on your installation. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is talk a little bit about where to put your ozone monitoring station in your classroom. So one thing that you're going to need to think about is your computer is going to need to be connected to the internet. So sometimes that means locating it near an internet port if you're not going to do wireless. So if you are going to do wireless, just make sure it's a reliable network that doesn't go in and out of service. Then the other consideration for locating your ozone monitor is how you're going to get it to the outside air, how you're going to get aligned to the outside air. So this is what this is for, so that you can have your ozone monitor located in your classroom, but you can be sampling outdoor air. So you will connect one side of this to the back of your ozone monitor, to the inlet, and then the other side of it will probably go out a hole maybe in the frame of a window or in your wall. The installation manual actually has a lot more ideas and suggestions for where you can locate your tubing. Sometimes people go through a vent in the roof. But we have a simulated wall here, and we're going to put the tubing outside of this hole. So let's say this is in the side of a building. So this little apparatus here is to keep water from coming into your sampling tube, which will then make its way into the monitor, and that is bad, 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 bad. So this needs to be pointing down, not up. It's not a rain funnel. It's to protect the end of the tubing. So you'll route your tubing wherever you need it to go, and then the final consideration for the location of your tubing is going to be this particle filter. So this is installed to keep both your sample line and your ozone monitor clean or free of dirt and dust and other particles in the air. So this is very, very, very important. Without this, the tubing will get dirty pretty quickly and possibly contaminate the monitor. So you'll want to locate this indoors, but as close as possible to the end of the tubing that's going outside. So, and the reason you want it indoors is because you want to be able to access it to change the particle filter once every couple weeks or so, depending on your situation. So we are going to, let's say I want to have the particle filter just inside my building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I know I want it right around here, so I'm going to cut my tubing at the location that I want my particle filter. So I'm going to cut this, and then if I'm able to access this hole from the outside, I'm going to go outside and feed my tubing back through the hole. Now, if you're unable to do this, one method that has been suggested is to feed all of your 50 feet of tubing out the window or hole so that you can reach it from the ground, come back around, install your funnel, and then pull the tubing back through. So this is an option if you for some reason cannot access the outside. So at this point, my tube is outside, maybe a foot or so of tubing on the outside so that your funnel hood is facing down, very important. And then on the inside, I'm going to connect the two ends of this together with the particle filter. Now you want to make sure that it's on there quite securely. Just give it a little tug, tighten these nuts down. And then you'll want to just make sure that there is a particle filter in there now. So you'll unscrew it. This housing comes off, and then you just take the two ends apart and you'll see a small white filter. Now when this gets dirty, this is what you're going to change. So put that back together. Go ahead and have it tight, but not too tight. That's going to sit right there for a minute, and then these are your extra particle filters. So you'll change this out with a new particle filter every couple of weeks or as your situation requires. Maybe that might be every couple months. Okay, now we'll talk about powering up your ozone monitor and connecting it to your computer. So you will take the power cord for the ozone monitor, which looks like this, and plug it into the power pack for the ozone monitor, which looks like this. And then this is the end that gets plugged into the back of your ozone monitor. And as you can see, I still have my air inlet tube connected. And then this serial cable is what will connect your ozone monitor to your computer. So you'll see a place for this on the back of your ozone monitor, so go ahead and plug that in there. And then you'll also see a space for it in the back of your computer. So plug that in there. And that is how you connect your ozone monitor to your computer. And your computer will most likely be connected to the internet somehow, as we discussed before. So your weather station is going to come in this box with a set of detailed instructions on how to set it up. So in the interest of time, I've already set this one up so that we can go over how it gets placed on the roof. So in your package, you'll see the long, narrow box is the weather station stand. And inside the box are the directions to setting it up. If you don't have the directions for some reason in that box, they're also saved on your CD, so you can get them there. So by following the directions, you'll end up with a configuration like this. And this stand is set up to have cinder blocks placed. You can have 4, you can do 2. Once it's up on the roof, you'll want to put some cinder blocks to secure it to the roof. So once you have it in this configuration, you'll take the weather station and you'll put it on the top of the pole, like this. It has a little indent in there where the pole will go. And you'll have pieces that came with your weather station in that box, and you secure it to the pole just like this. Put that bar on the front, and then use your, you might need 4 hands for this. Use your nuts to secure it, nuts and washers. And you'll need a 7/16 inch wrench for this part, and you'll need a 1/2 inch wrench for the stand. So once you have your station about where you'd like it, you actually need to check with a compass that it's pointing the right direction. So the solar panels should be in the northern hemisphere, should be pointing south. So the closer you have your solar panels pointing to true south, the more accurate your wind direction measurements are going to be. So you're going to want to bring a compass up to the roof with you so that you can make sure you have it pointing due south. And that's pretty much it on the weather station setup.